Hi everybody, I'm back again with yet another figure video to add to my collection. This is the Wolverine figures that I've got in my collection at the moment. There have been 4 released. The other one that I'm not showing here that's missing is the Last Stand figure. I did have that at one point, so if you want to see a video on that, just check back on my history and you'll see it there. But I sold him mainly because, yes, it was a really good figure, but it's one that I just didn't really want anymore, mainly because of the guy on the right hand side in this video. We'll come to that a bit later though. So the ones that we've got here, this one is the X-Men Origins movie figure. So quite an old one now. There's still some available. It used to be quite expensive, but the prices have dropped a little bit. It's not a really good likeness of Hugh Jackman, but it is still an overall top figure. There were some fakes of this produced as well from another country. I believe it was Korea or somewhere like that. So if you're thinking about getting this one, do be wary of that. You can tell normally by the head sculpt if it's a fake or not, but I might touch on that a little bit when I show you the figure on its own. In the middle we have the 3rd release. This is the Wolverine figure from the film Wolverine. A couple of people did moan about the body size on this figure, but I'll explain that a little bit more when we show the figure. And finally, my newest figure in my collection. This is obviously from the new film, and in my opinion the best Wolverine figure that Hot Toys have produced, if not anybody's produced. Absolutely stunningly great looking figure this. This is from the Days of Future Past movie. So I'll give you a quick look at the head sculpts as they are. If you've seen my videos or you're into Hot Toys, you would have seen loads and loads of videos of this guy. But I think with the fake, the skin tone is slightly darker and the hair is a lot darker and the clothing's a little bit different as well, but I said I will touch on that in a little while. So this was the 3rd release. They got the head sculpt a little bit better than the original, and from the 2nd release, still not quite Hugh Jackman though, but it was getting there. And then this guy came out. Head sculpt much improved. From certain angles it looks exactly like him. From some other angles not quite. So there's the 3 together. So what I'll do now is I'll put a pause in and we'll take a quick look around the figures individually. So bear with me. Okay, as I said a bit earlier, this was the original figure that came out. It was highly sought after because it sold out everywhere. For its time, it was an absolutely fantastic looking figure, and in my opinion it still is. I mean, I love the look of this figure. I'll never sell him. It doesn't quite look like Hugh Jackman, but at the time they can be forgiven for that. With the fake version, I believe the buckle, you can't really tell what it is on the buckle with the fake version. With this one you can see it's like an Indian head with the headdress on, and on the hands where the blades go into the hand there was quite a bit of glue in between the fingers. For the head sculpt, although you can't quite see it on this one, with the fake the skin is a lot darker. The beard and the tash isn't quite as detailed as it is on this one, and the hair is a hell of a lot darker as well. You can see sort of highlights in this hair sculpt. You don't get that on the fake. And with the eyes, they're quite googly on the fake version. So be wary of that before you purchase. If you're going to buy it off somebody off eBay or anything like that, ask them to send you some detailed pictures and photographs of the actual figures, face sculpt in particular, and you should be able to tell. I think the box is slightly different as well with the fake version. But this one really is a lovely looking figure. You don't get a lot of accessories with it. The only thing you get is another pair of hands and the dog tags, which you can see there. But the tailoring, very nice tailoring on this figure. Great boots. All in all, a really superb looking figure. A lot of people have sold theirs off because of the newer version, but this is just one of those figures that I don't think I will ever sell. It's a classic Hot Toys figure, and it will go up in value again, I reckon, later on. But I say at the moment it's quite a good time to get him, because he has dropped quite a bit in price, and that's mainly because of the new version that's just come out. Nice articulated body as well underneath. Really easy to pose. The newer version is not as easy as this one, but I will talk about that when we get onto that figure. But yeah, there you go. So not great detailing because I've already done a video of this figure on his own, and so have thousands of other collectors out there. Just give you a really good close-up of the face when it focuses. Again, I'm using my new camera, so it should be pretty good. Yeah, as you can see, there is a resemblance there to Hugh Jackman. It's a cross between Hugh Jackman and Clint Eastwood. That's the way I look at it anyway, but I still like it. I suppose you could always buy a separate head sculpt, say another one from the newer figure, and put it on this. Might make it a little bit better, but then the hair would be wrong. But yeah, that's the first release. I'll put another pause in here. When we come back, I'll show you the third release. Okay, here we have the third release of Wolverine. This is from the movie The Wolverine. The tailoring on this is very nice indeed, and the reason he's got a thinner body, I mean a lot of people complained about the body, is because of the tailoring. To get this suit on this figure, you need a thin body. Yes, maybe they could have made the suit a little bit bigger, so they could have got it on a bigger body, but I'm sure a lot of people out there will mod their figure and give him the bigger body. But you do get a separate look with this guy out the box. He does come with separate clothing that you can put him in, and it also comes with the bone claws, whereas this one I've just got him with the actual metal claws. So you can give him that bigger, beefier look if you wish, but you will have to buy another body. The head sculpt, much better than the original release. So there was another release before this, which is the Last Stand figure, which had the classic X-Men type suit and the screaming head sculpt, which a lot of people didn't like because they saw it in pictures, but when you actually get that figure in hand, the head sculpt is much better. But I say I sold him mainly because of the new figure that's just come out, which I think is the better representation of Wolverine. But I still like this figure. Comes with this awesome sword as well, which is metal. Comes with a sheath, which if you check back on my videos, I have done a video on this guy. You can see it all there. But you can just about make out on the sword, it's got the Japanese writing down it. But the tailoring is brilliant on this figure. It really is. A mini Savile Row reproduction. As I say, people did moan about the body size. I'm not too bothered about it. What I might do at a later stage is do my own Wolverine with bits from all of them. So I'll give you a closer look at the head sculpt. See, the texturing on the hair and on the facial hair is much more defined than on the original release, because obviously they're getting better and better with their sculpting. It's got a different sort of facial expression, and he's looking off slightly to the left, as you can see. the camera's not really picking it out as well, but he has got like little very faint sort of freckly marks painted into the skin, which is very nice indeed. Yeah, all in all, again, another fantastic figure. As I said, if you want to get a more in-depth sort of look at this guy, then check back through my history, because I have done a video on him. So now we'll pause it and come back with my newest figure in my collection. Okay, and here we have my newest figure in my collection. You might be asking, why haven't you done a video on this guy on his own? If you check back on my previous video, that will be answered. I'll give you a quick brief now. If you haven't seen that video, I'm not going to be doing individual figure videos anymore. Well, I won't say ever again. I mean, if I get a figure that's absolutely mind-blowingly brilliant, then I will do a video on that on its own. But I think there's enough people out there doing these sort of videos, as I mentioned in my previous video, and I'm leaving it all up to them to do it. I just like to now show figures off in groups, but this is truly an unbelievable looking figure. The clothing is superb. There is a little bit of a concern about this figure though. It's with the arms. I mean, this is like a painted on. It's a material, but it's like it's got, the design has been painted on. So there is a possibility that this could fade in time, especially if you pose this figure in extreme poses. The arms are very easy to articulate. There's no problem with articulation on this figure. As with the previous figure I've just shown you, the articulation on that is awesome as well. These parts here, all plastic, they are actually glued on to the suit, so be careful of taking those off or knocking them off, because they can lift. But the overall look of the suit is brilliant. I mean, I really love this. It's a simplistic figure, and I think sometimes that they are the best. These figures that come with shitloads of accessories and all these bits and pieces all over the clothing, sometimes doesn't quite work. But for me, simplistic sort of suit like this, virtually no accessories whatsoever for this figure other than spare hands without the claws, but it doesn't need it. Really is a nice looking figure. If you haven't got a Wolverine figure and you are thinking about getting one, you're not sure which one to get, trust me, this is the one to buy. I mean, the head sculpt, even more like Hugh Jackman, still not quite there in my opinion, but it's pretty damn close. It's the best one Hot Toys have ever done, and I'm going to stick my neck out and say it is the best Wolverine figure, or 1/6 scale anyway, posable figure that is, that anybody has ever released. So it's a bit of a challenge for other companies who make these sort of things. Can you do better? And I'm sure with the next Wolverine that Hot Toys release, there will be an even more of an improvement. But they're going to have to go some to beat this. I mean, that head sculpt is superb. The paint apps are brilliant. They've got the detailing on the facial hair just about right. As I say, from certain angles, does look like Hugh Jackman. Other angles, not quite right, but it's not far off. Can't emphasize that enough. I like the little bit of hair sticking out from the front as well. Again, he has the metal claws. If you've got a Wolverine figure, this is exactly how you're going to show him. I can't see anybody showing their Wolverine figures without the clawed hands. Maybe on the previous release, which is the one I've just shown you, he's got the bone claws rather than these. You might show him with that, but I will use that when I do a custom one. Boots, really nice boots. They are loose on the clothing as well, so if you pose to bend the legs, which again are very easy to do, you won't have any problem with these, restricting that. You are restricted with opening the legs up a little bit because the trousers are quite tight. in the crotch area, so you can't get that really expressive open leg stance. But say the arms, again, very easy to bend, and that's mainly because of the material. But as I said, do be careful, it's quite delicate, it could rip, or you could strip some of the paint off the clothing. The body underneath, this for me is the body that should have been on the figure I've just shown you. I might try and do that at some point, see how it goes. But yeah, all in all, an absolutely unbelievable figure. You will not be disappointed with this, trust me. If you are a Wolverine or Marvel fan, this is a must. So I'll put a pause in now, and when we come back we'll have all three together, and I'll just go over a few little things with them, and that'll be it for this video. So see you in a sec. So here we are back again, all three together. As I say, I will be doing a custom one of these. I'll probably use the head sculpt from this one with the body that's underneath, and I might do a few little things, do them with the white t-shirt and all that sort of thing on, but that'll be at a later date. Although this one here looks shorter, he's not, it's just because of the stance I've got him in. They are all pretty much the same height, but you can see the three head sculpts together there now. The big difference, the steps up that Hot Toys have taken from that one to that one, and again the leap up to that one. All in all, three absolutely brilliant figures. So what have I got coming up? I have got a few more figures in my collection that I haven't done videos on yet, and that's namely the stealth or the strike suit Captain America figure, which is just over there. So I can zoom in a little bit. You can just about see him there in the middle. I will do a video on him when my other Captain America arrives. Up there at the moment where I've got her, oh Christ, what's her name now? Trying to remember what her name is. Gamora, that's it. I knew I'd get it in the end. So I've got to do a video on her. I've also got over here, I believe I showed it on the last video, I've got a video to do of the Stormtrooper. And I've also got, still boxed up at the moment, I've got my Ed 209 figure to do. I will be doing that, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later. There's been quite a few videos on that, but I've got some special RoboCop figures on order, and when they arrive I'll do a video on all of them together, so that could be a little while before that's done. I think that's it for new figures at the moment. I've got 4 or 5 coming very soon. Got an email from not Big Bad Toy Store, from Sideshow, saying that the figures will be in a couple of weeks and they will be coming my way. I will also be doing an update video on some kit bashed figures and some figures that aren't Hot Toys. So I'll be doing those soon as well, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll just give you one more up and down look of each 3 of these figures, and I'll call it a day. Again, let me know what you think of this new camera. Looking at it through the viewfinder, it does seem to focus brilliantly. If you didn't see my last video, this camera is the new Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. Highly recommend it. So yeah, there you go. So as always, thanks for watching. Take care and see you on the next video.